so good. We just had a little bit of a rude awakening with our our super calm spot now being not protected at all. A storm came through and the wind totally switched directions, and now there's like 3-foot waves bashing us up and down, and we're very, very, very close to the mangroves and shallow water. They've dragged 3 times already.
Let's change spots so we're not in the lee of all, we're like right on the edge of shallow water, and all these waves are breaking right behind us.
Okay.
Let's go back around the corner.
We're leaving this morning anyways, but we're just gonna wait for this weather to go by and then we'll get on our way. So re-anchor, eat breakfast, and then go. So I'm a light sleeper. I wake up whenever the wind changes, and I woke up and I saw these guys. Someone was on the bow and they were just dragging her. And then they reset and then they tried it again, and it looks like they're still dragging over here.
Here Capricorn. We only have the question, is it better around the corner, better than here?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. Just some small chop coming through, but certainly much smaller than over there. None of that breaking waves right behind you guys.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
No worries. Standing by 1-6.
What a kind guy. You didn't have to get all wet. You didn't have to get all wet. We might as well take advantage of the rain. It's gotten very lightning-y, but oh, love, look, flamingos, come here, come here. Flamingos, flamingos. Oh, wow. I won't. Oh, do you see them going around?
Oh, yeah. Record it. Look. Wow. Flamingos in the lightning.
Wow.
Whoa. They're behind the trees.
Come back. That was so cool. We can't seem to remember where we put the water hose. By the time I find it, it's not gonna be raining anymore. And now it's barely raining, of course. Oh my gosh.
Well, you guys, this place is so cool. I wish we could stay here so much longer. We saw flamingos, a million birds, frigates and boobies, a bunch of fish out here. I saw a bunch of turtles everywhere. Just a super cool spot. I think this is one of the examples of, like, yeah, you just kind of follow the pack, you do the milk run, then you absolutely certainly will miss out on places like this. There's also something to be said for just complete safety. If your insurance doesn't cover you in a place like this, or if there are like recent credible threats in areas like this, yeah, I think absolutely you gotta kind of balance that and maybe not come to a place like this. However, I think that there was a case years and years ago, a sailor got attacked in this area. Ever since then, it's kind of just been kind of taboo to come here, maybe, at least for some cruisers, for Americans. But at the same time, like, you could look at news headlines, and if you followed and listened to all the news headlines, you wouldn't have gone to the Bahamas last year because there were like gang murders up, when in reality they were strictly in like Nassau and maybe Freeport, and the rest of the hundreds of islands or thousands in the Bahamas are perfectly safe to go to. And we wouldn't have been in Grenada for this past hurricane season, because last year a cruising couple got murdered there by a couple who escaped from the local prison. Super unfortunate things happen, but and it's all a balance of safety and then also getting off the beaten track. But this place is sick. It's on our list to make it back here someday probably, and do it properly with permits and everything. All right, anchor is coming up, and we're getting out of here. We're sailing downwind another 50 miles. We'll probably stop in Bonaire this evening, pick up a mooring, and then tomorrow morning continue on another 30 miles or so to Curaçao. The reason we're doing that is because you are not allowed to anchor anywhere in Bonaire, so you either have to pick up a mooring or go into the marina, both of which are pretty expensive. Like, moorings are $35 a day. That's generally expensive when you're just like kind of living on your boat and gonna be at a place for a while.
And taking on living for free on anchor.
Yeah, it's not that bad because it protects their coral reefs, and they have some of the most pristine coral reefs in the world, and it's a world-renowned spot for diving, scuba diving, probably free diving too. We just decided we have the time. We're gonna go back to Bonaire right after Curaçao because our friends are gonna meet us there. In the meantime, that's not for a few weeks.
So we're gonna go to Curaçao now, and the island's bigger, so there's more stuff to do. So we'll spend about 2-3 weeks there, and then we'll hop back to Bonaire, and Bonaire's a much smaller island, so I feel like we don't need as much time there. And if we didn't do Curaçao first, we were gonna miss having time to do Curaçao after. So we're just trying to make the whole schedule work as best as we can while meeting up with our friends here and our family in Colombia. So yeah.
All right, let's hoist the anchor, get sail up after that, and get on our way. So long, safe travels. Curaçao.
Bye!
Okay. So we pulled the sock over the spinnaker just for a minute, just so that we could get deeper downwind to pass this second set of Aves Islands. And just after I did that, the dolphins came out. So we haven't seen dolphins in so long. So cool. And you can see the land, and you can see the contrast of the like electric blue water on the bank over there in the sand. And we're still in super deep water, but it looks like the dolphins took off already.
This is so cool. Dolphins and flamingos in one day. What?
And now we're in the lee of this second Aves set of islands, and it's back to being the most perfect spinnaker sailing ever. Just calm, blue water, right next to the land. This is where the Coast Guard station is. Looks like there might even be a boat over there, I'm not sure. Maybe on the inside.
And in typical sailing fashion, we can't have the magical moments of flamingos and dolphins without at least a little bit of struggle.
What happened?
The loose sheet, what was supposed to be the loose sheet, got snagged on a freaking paddleboard rack knob, which is on the outside of the boat, when we were trying to jibe, and then just caused the whole sail to get twisted up, and it's so frustrating. All right, you can see Bonaire, it's right here. Just have to do one more jibe and we'll jibe back, and then we'll be in the lee of Bonaire, and you can see some windmills way off in the distance on the windward side over here, and then some other structures, a lighthouse and an antenna tower, and some slightly higher land over in the distance over there as well. Sierra took a little nap before. How do you feel?
Bon dia!
What does that mean?
Good morning, good afternoon, / an overall greeting, I think. I could be very wrong.
Got into Bonaire after dark last night. Super straightforward. Picked up a mooring. Our friend Rich on Pinnacle, who are here already, actually helped us pick up a mooring. And we were gonna leave early this morning, but we did leave, and we got like 2 minutes away, and then we saw like lightning, this big thunderstorm, and we're like, ah, let's just turn around and wait. So got back on the mooring, made some breakfast, and then the guy from the marina said we had to check in. And I was like, oh, we're just leaving. And he was like the friendliest guy ever. He's like, all right, you should leave now though, just so that you don't cause any problems with customs. Like, they know you're here, blah, blah, blah. They're waiting for you to check in. They're like, you have 24 hours technically to be in transit, but like the sooner you leave, the better. I was like, all right. And the thunderstorm dissipated. So we just left again. We're on our way. We'll be back to Bonaire in a couple weeks. On to Curaçao. All right, guys, we left. Another day flying the spinnaker downwind, awesome conditions, probably 18 to 20 knots of true wind. We're going pretty deep downwind. We're at like 140, 150 degrees to the true wind. Boat speed is definitely up. We are at 7 to 9 knots with some small surfs into the double digits, the lower double digits, maybe 10, 11 knots. Beautiful conditions, a little bit overcast. But other than that, like relatively small seas, like I don't know, 3-4 foot seas. Curacao is only about 30 miles downwind of Bonaire, and then we have to go an extra 5 miles to get where we're gonna anchor, which is this area called Spanish Waters. We'll be there pretty quick with these, averaging these numbers. Some people might think it's pretty windy to be flying a spinnaker, and it's true, but when we're going deep like this, we're still within that spinnaker wind range limit. If you're going really deep, you can fly the spinnaker up to like 25 knots according to our Doyle like sail chart, which we definitely take it down before 25 knots, but we'll still fly it like we are now into, you know, 21, even 22 knots. But if I start seeing it pop up above 21, 22 consistently, then that's time to take it down no matter what. Well aware of the weather and our surroundings, and it is generally easy to take this thing down. We just turn a little more downwind, the mainsail shadows it, and we sock it. We pull the sock down really quick, and really pretty easy most of the time. We've only had a few little hiccups when I messed up a step or two in that process, but beautiful. We're just getting a little reading done and relaxing.
I can't wait to be there.
How come?
To get off the boat and move. Land ho! We made it to Curaçao. Now we're gonna have to make that whole trek upwind in a couple weeks.
All right, we just dropped the mainsail and we turned downwind. We're just motoring downwind, making a little bit of water, charging out the batteries. Almost there, we're like a mile and a half away. All right, we just pulled up. I think this is where the new Customs and Immigration office is. We're not quite sure. It's like at this resort hotel. Jamming back there. I just checked us in, or sent the arrival notification at least, using a new program called Sail Clear. I don't know how long it's been around for, but the other Caribbean countries have been using it. I finally just signed up. I should have signed up going to Grenada. Now I think I just got to go to Customs and Immigration, and hopefully it's a much quicker process than normal even.
This was not the case.
Okay, so a lot of people hate on Curaçao and even skip it because their check-in process is known to be a pain in the butt. We can confirm that it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. They're supposed to be opening up a new office right on the entrance of Spanish Water, the main anchorage that you come into, and it's supposed to be Customs and Immigration all there together, and all the information we read online was that it was open. Unfortunately, it was not open. That information was wrong. But we had another boat that was checking out right as we were trying to check in, so we hopped in a taxi with them to split the cost because the taxis here are very expensive. Before we were leaving, I was like, are we sure this is what we're doing, and are we sure everything's going to be open when we get there, because I didn't want to waste money. And they're like, yeah, and the people were like, yeah, no, getting your anchor permit is no problem, because you're supposed to get clear customs, clear immigration, and talk to the harbor master and pay for your anchoring permit. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about that. But I had a feeling that the research I had done was more research than they had done, because they were coming from the boatyard. And I should have gone with my instinct and just said, no, we have to wait until tomorrow because they're not going to be open, and we'll do it today. But we went anyways. At least we checked in, cleared customs, cleared immigration. Harbor master was not open. It was at a totally different location. So today we are now moving into Spanish Waters. We're going to anchor, find our anchor spot, list out all of the places that we want to get our anchoring permit for, because they're each $25 and you can only stay for 3 days. But we definitely don't want to be stuck just right in this harbor. So we're going to do it. But right now we're anchoring, and then we will hop on a bus to go to the harbor master.
We got to replace our American flag because our other one up there is looking a little ratty.
Don't get hurt. Ah.
Would it have been easier to undo this line and bring the boom in? Yes. But I'm a man. Sometimes we do things the less easy way, just for fun.
You manly man as you crawl through here. I think we're gonna have enough time to do a full-on cruising guide here. How's it going?
Day 2 of trying to check in Curaçao. It's been a little bit of a hassle. It really shouldn't be. I think the two factors are you do have to like take a vehicle to this area, but that's not a big deal because if you just make a whole day out of seeing Williamstead, then it's fine. You just make a day, go out to a restaurant, see the area. This is like the touristy area, the downtown, whatever. I think the thing that's making it a little bit challenging for us is there's a little bit of confusing and contradictory information on like where and how to check in and stuff. But it's really not that complicated. It's just, you know, it's been adding up.
Like I said, the main issue for us was we should have paid attention to the times of openings yesterday so we didn't waste money and our time doing customs and immigration when we had to come back to the exact same place to do the anchor permit. So that was our fault. And then today our frustrations come from you have to pay cash for the buses, which we didn't have, and a super nice lady, well, we did have it, but we had too much of it. They didn't want to take a $10
bill. They didn't want to, they could only take a $5 bill or less.
Which is fine, we just didn't know, but the buses only come like once every hour and a half, and we had just waited like 20 minutes to get the bus. Super nice lady behind us gave us some money to help us, and she would not take our 10. We were going to give her the whole thing. And then when we got over here, it's super simple to get here, but we had to go to multiple different ATMs because our card wasn't working, and so we've just been walking all over the place. But it wouldn't be bad at all, like Billy said, if you make a day out of it and go see this beautiful area.
After an unnecessary taxi ride, a bus ride, and lots of walking around in circles trying to get everything squared away, we are officially checked in. The lengthy process put us in the perfect spot to restock on fruits and veggies from the Venezuela floating market, and we are officially ready to see what Curaçao is all about.
Hello, puppy!